in this episode of Nomad.
And with that, I now a graduate.
I lost my home. I didn't know where we were going from here.
I'm on my own.
As the spring semester came to a close, our high school chapter had reached its long-awaited conclusion. That evening, we celebrated the graduation of my good friend, Henry.
As superintendent of schools for the Tyler Independent School District, I certify that each candidate has met all requirements for graduation as required by the state of Texas. Graduates, prepare to receive your diplomas.
After waiting awkwardly for over an hour, eventually,
Henry Owen.
Let's go! Hey Henry, don't know if you're gonna see this, but when or if you do, just wanna let you know, I'm so proud of you, man. Mean it from the bottom of my heart. The future's bright for you, bro. I just want to let you know no matter what happens, I got your back no matter what. Through the highs and the lows, I'll always be there for you. See you after graduation.
1, 2, 3.
for those new to the story, for what would have been my junior year, I decided to return to my homeschooler roots. Every week, I'd wake up and start studying using the resources available to me before the public schools in my town would even open. One morning, my routine was immediately interrupted by a storm bringing a minor setback. This ended up causing a 4-day blackout. Little did I know, this signaled the chaotic start of a new era. After spending 3 days studying by lantern light, on the last morning of the power outage, it was now time for my final test, and I was anxious about this last subject. Somehow, by God's grace, I was able to pass this subject while getting college-ready scores on the other 3. Normally, I'd have some inspiring speech, but this was the best I could muster up.
And with that, I am now a graduate. All I can say is, good freaking riddance. I always hated school. 12 years of nonsense. I can finally start my life now.
Peace at last. With the Lord's help, I didn't let anyone's words or doubts stop me from reaching my goals, and I carved my own path.
It's a major point in my life, so.
When the tree fell on our house that night, not only did it bring another blackout, but it punched a hole in the roof and blasted out a window. Nobody was hurt, but we had no choice but to evacuate as soon as possible. In the meantime, I tried to stay positive.
Who's being a good boy and not stressing us out?
Who is it? It's the biscuit.
Well, it's confirmed. We're moving out. I'm gonna go to my aunt's house. and we'll see. Well, that or some place in White House. We'll see how it goes. But not the White House for you non-Texans. I don't know. I'll probably update you when I'm walking out of the house through the ruins, and then I'll update you when I get there. Okay.
You heard that right. The house was starting to flood, and my family had the feeling that the damage was going to worsen if we stayed any longer.
Okay. Well. Yep. Well, at least I don't have to do the dishes. Okay. Hey guys. We made it. I am rocking the ramen noodle drip right now because Biscuit got hair all over my clothes. So they're in that corner right there. Yeah, I had to take him in the car with me, but we're far from home, but, well, what used to be our home, what's left of it. Yeah, it's the start of a new chapter. Graduation, home getting destroyed. I'm not awake anymore. All my energy is gone, man. Okay. I'll catch up with you guys later. To be continued.
We thought the damage would worsen. It did. I didn't know where we were going from here. By now, that positive attitude I tried to maintain began to fade. I couldn't sugarcoat it. I lost my home. But now wasn't the time to dwell on that. Another storm was coming and we had to move fast. By the beams of our flashlights, we packed any belongings we could fit into our car. My case being the PC if I wanted to keep this channel operational. After giving my dog a much needed bath, we made a few more stops to wait out the storm. On our way back, we received news. Another tree had fallen, this time on my aunt's house, where the rest of my family had been staying.
Thank God my aunt got out in time. That's supposed to be where her pool is, and now it's barely even visible. Okay. We made it back. As of right now, I don't know what we're planning to do. The house is still safe. It only punctured really small holes in the ceiling because of the branches, so it didn't take out a huge chunk of the house. Our landlord has something planned though. Apparently they had a tenant move out yesterday, so there's a house that's readily available. We'll probably be moving to that for a little bit. So yeah, I'll update you guys whenever anything happens or when we get there.
A few days went by, and God opened the door to a better opportunity. Some family friends of ours offered the lake house for us to stay in until we found the place. Special thanks to them and my aunt. Know that your kindness won't be forgotten. I spent 6 years of my life in this home. That's the longest I've ever lived anywhere. Through time, I had grown to resent it, for I had fought many battles and endured much trauma within these rooms, and these walls will continue to hold those memories long after I'm gone. But you don't know what you have until it's gone. The Lord gave us this home, and in it, we were kept safe and warm. And the trials faced here no longer defined me, but strengthened me. And for that, I am grateful.
And some things are not quite worth remembering for the time being. This thing is a story for another time. Take all of you with me.
This recording is my last trip here. Before I graduated, my family planned on sending me to Montana to reunite with some old friends and celebrate for 1 month. It would be my first time traveling alone, and we had already bought tickets. We weren't going to let this crisis steal this long-awaited victory from me. I packed my clothing and supplies for the new journey ahead. I took one last long look as I said my final goodbyes to this home and its memories, the good and the bad. I mentioned earlier that the only words I could muster were good riddance, but I could do better than that. This is for my outcasts and in-betweens, the rebels and bohemians, the last poets and fighters of our generation, the artists and independent minds, and last but not least, my nomads. My name is Erik. I'm 17 years old, and I stepped out of line. I do it again. In 1 John 2:17, it says, "The world is passing away along with its desires, but whoever does the will of God abides forever." When I started viewing things that way, I realized the gain of money or material items isn't what defines me. Therefore, in the end, it shouldn't matter how much of it I have. What matters is my relationship with the Lord, and how I spend the time He gave me on this earth, and the impact I make on those around me. In that, I found a sense of joy, hope, and peace that surpasses all understanding. The path least traveled can lead to beautiful destinations. My friend, I challenge you to cross that line into the unfamiliar, to strive for more, to be more. Who cares what others think? After all, as an old friend of mine used to say, weird is better than normal. A day before my trip to Montana, me and my dad went to a concert where I discovered Rowan Drake for the first time, as well as New West.
It's a new one, it's called Credit, and it's about escape, and I want to dedicate it to Mr. Ben Key over here, because apparently he'll do just about anything to escape playing the gig.
And of course, Ex-Ambassadors, my favorite band.
Welcome to it. We are, let me tell you, I am so happy to be here in Dallas.
I put my camera down for this one, but it was such a great show, and everyone involved did an amazing job. I hope I get to see them again someday in the future.
Hey you. The most metal thing just happened at the Ex-Ambassadors concert. I was just singing my heart out, just going all out over there. I knew all the lyrics to the songs they were singing. I think probably more than anyone else up front of the concert. That probably isn't surprising though, considering like I'm their top 1% of their fans. That's according to Spotify, by the way. You know, the whole hold on to me. You know, it's that band, in case you guys didn't know. I probably didn't play the music in the editing. But the drummer, Adam, he took notice. And he gave me this at the end of the concert. And I'm fanboying so hard right now. It's it's just really surreal for me. Because I never thought this would happen in a million years. But he pointed at me in the crowd, and I was looking around like, who's he pointing at? Because I didn't expect it, and he gave me this. Like he moved people out of the way, like not giving it to these two, because there's another person who got the other drumstick. I'll never see her again. if you are watching this, shout out to you. Congrats on the other drumstick. I wish I'd recorded it, but it was just like, I didn't think he was pointing at me. It was just like, the path just parted, you know, just all the people. And he just handed me the drumstick. And, you know, he beat this thing, like, the nonsense out of it. So yeah, shout out to Adam. It's so cool, considering how Montana, the place I'm going back to my hometown. And Ex-Ambassadors, their album right now is about looking back at your hometown. And these guys helped me through the worst spot in my life when I just left my hometown when I was in 6th grade. These guys like just really helped me power through it. And all my other dark times, because, you know, I've been listening to them for 6 years now. And I think it's just really cool how they helped me cope with leaving that place. And now, a day before my return, I finally get to see them in person. And not only that, you know, I get recognized by them, and that's crazy. Also, I wanna praise God as well. I probably mentioned him a lot these past few episodes, but I know a lot of you who aren't believers. My Lord didn't put me on this earth to judge people. I think he put me here to make people smile. And I think what he's trying to teach me right now, at this point in my life, is that even when you're going through your darkest moments, there is still room to smile more. And I just lost my house, my childhood home. And despite all that, the Lord has been good to me. And he's showing me that there is still light in the darkness. So I'll give him all the praise for that. Anyways, I'm dirty right now, so I'm gonna go take a shower, and I'll see you at the airport tomorrow.
This was my last day in Texas. I felt as if I was entering a rite of passage of sorts, since I was going to be nearly 2,000 miles away from my parents. I was juggling between fear and wonder. Similar to a bird leaving its nest for the first time, but not just any bird.
Well, I made it. I'm a little nervous right now, but I'll be alright. The journey begins. I'm on my own.
Eagles fly directly into storms, knowing that the winds would help it soar to greater heights. Like an eagle, gaining confidence over time, so did I with each and every step. I began to embrace and conquer my storms. I broke through those clouds, and so I soared.
No audience. You got a whole YouTube audience. What are you talking about? Thanks, guys, for being my graduation audience. There's no one else. So.